There's 3 weeks left in Operation Grand Heist. We end up having 3 Season Pass maps coming up, probably some cool stuff in terms of additions for Blackout, maybe something in Zombies as well, but what about the forefront that we can look out for right now? What's up on deck this week? While we might not necessarily have a huge content launch in the way of brand new stuff, there's actually a bunch coming to specific platforms and things to look out for. So today, of course, with our Monday upload normally, we're gonna be breaking down 9 things to look out for this week in Black Ops 4. Of course, with tomorrow's update, we'll keep you posted on everything that changed as well. But if you guys wanna stay up to date with everything Black Ops 4, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button as well, because we post daily Black Ops 4 content here on the channel. And an interesting little fun fact, 65% of viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're interested in daily Black Ops 4 content, we'll keep you filled in. But I digress, let's just jump right into it. The first thing to look out for this week is actually kind of a little recap in terms of what happened today, because we ended up getting something brand new on PlayStation 4 today, that being a brand new special order. The Crash Getaway outfit is available right now when you log in and check out your Blackjack shop. Right there in that special order, it will be a brand new uniform bundled with a couple of other things, and looks to be that 20% mark if you're keeping track on the extra tier boost that it ends up giving you. We end up having one more special order, it seems like, for the rest of this operation, in which it seems like Misty's that only other uniform that we haven't seen just yet at this point, and she was actually listed earlier on as being in special order, so seems like we know what that 25% or full operation long set of special orders will be finished out by. But that said, the Crash Getaway outfit's pretty cool. Again, Magnum PI Tom Selleck look-alike character, but rounds out the MP stuff that we end up seeing here for the customization. If you ask me, I'm not necessarily too concerned on it. It's a really cool skin, absolutely, but you only see the hands in a first-person perspective. Unless you're emoting or down in Blackout, you're not really ever gonna get to see that for yourselves other than just flaunt off that you have a cool skin to your enemies. Personally, I'd much rather see a camo, but that's just me. Moving along to what we can end up seeing as of tomorrow or Tuesday, let's start out with the things that are confirmed. Let's start with lead off as well. So the first thing that we'll end up talking about is Infected coming to PlayStation 4. I'm really curious to see how this one will play out. I went back as this weekend and played a lot of Modern Warfare 3 Infected, which to me is the best iteration of it. So my question on how it will be handled is that will Infected get hatchets? We end up having those, but it's not necessarily a given because we saw that World War II's first iterations of Infected didn't include any throwing knives or any projectiles like that. It only gave you that melee weapon. Additionally, will there also be specialist abilities? We saw those in Black Ops 3's version of Infected, and with Black Ops 4 now offering players the ability for a tactical and more so lethal ability in one game, it'll be curious to see how those work. Will there be tactical insertions? Most importantly though, will there be zombie skins? I think World War II did this part absolutely perfectly in the thematic changes to Infected, changing them to zombies, giving us that functionality back. That was wicked cool. Plus we have Blackout John and Jane Doe skins, so it could work. But that's gonna be coming as of tomorrow with the playlist refreshes. In terms of other playlists that will change out as well, there's certainly a lot up on deck. Bare Bones is probably gonna be staying, I would imagine. Might end up seeing the inclusion of One in the Chamber again. Maybe Stockpile returning as one of those featured playlists. Honestly, we've had a lot of cool playlists already in this operation, so if we could have maybe say all 5 plastered on that main page, I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd be all right with that. Outside of that though, Xbox One and PC users also finally get access to something. Alcatraz is coming to Xbox One and PC as of tomorrow as well. Kind of crazy to think that it's already been a week since Alcatraz is released on PlayStation 4 in my books. I've played a lot, but admittedly, I think I could have played more. Is that a sign of addiction? Should I talk to somebody? I don't know. But anywho, players will have the ability to drop into the new LTM of Alcatraz Portal on Xbox One and PC and take advantage of that brand new map for the Battle Royale portion of the game. As mentioned before, it's insanely fun, it's hectic and pure chaos at times, but honestly, I think it's a perfect vision for Call of Duty Battle Royale. I thought Blackout was already great and hit the nail on the head, but having played this, I think that this honestly more accurately depicts a hybrid of both a Battle Royale and a Call of Duty title. The pace is much higher, much faster, respawns make it even more crazy, and the map size is comparable to staple COD maps, not too big, which forces close quarters combat and play and medium range engagements. It's legit like every part of the Call of Duty formula, but in a Battle Royale section of the game. A few pro tips to give you is that, firstly, work your way from the outside in. I normally land at the same location on the edge of the map every single time, find my loot, take out the enemy teams there, and then work my way in with zone. Granted, since you are on the edge, you're probably going to have to roll with zone, but that also allows you to cut off. Again, about 180 degrees of visibility in which you won't have somebody or shouldn't have somebody behind you in zone. High ground is absolutely everything within this mode as well. If you can find a grapple or use your parkour abilities to get on the roof or so, you'll have a great time compared to being out in the open. Additionally, sensor darts are probably some of the most valuable things that you can have mid to late game, that is if you can find them. Of course, if you need to use them early on, if you're in a pinch situation, you need to find out where these enemies are in your same building, you can end up using them, but I would definitely recommend saving them if at all possible. Additionally, avoid sniper rifles. Might be just my personal preference with this mode being too close, but I don't think they're necessarily viable in this map in particular. I'd rock a rifle like a KN and mix it in with an SMG like the MP40, or if you can find a Daemon and toss on some attachments with it and have a good trigger finger, that thing's an absolute melt machine. Though, truth story, if you can end up finding a war machine and a drop, if you or a teammate is willing to part with a weapon for it, if you have that and are confident in your ability to make it to the final circle, it's almost a guaranteed win at that point. Overall, jump in though, enjoy it while you can. I don't know how long it will be around or how long it will be the featured mode, so test it out. It's certainly a ton of fun to play around in, and I've been loving it, so hopefully you guys do as well. Outside of that, we end up seeing that new League play ranks will be added in as well, confirmed over by the official Treyarch Reddit account in a post they made over there last week. They ended up stating that we'd see 2 more ranks added into the game as of tomorrow or Tuesday, so the grind to Masters is now a little more real and you have a little bit more of a climb to go at. Unfortunately, I still don't think this fixes any of the underlying problems with League play, that it's not necessarily skill-based, but more so time-based. You don't really lose much by losing matches, and so therefore, you just consistently keep gaining gems if you end up winning and have the time to dedicate, which a lot of the standard populace doesn't have all that time, as the guys out there playing it for 10, 12, 14 hours straight a day. So it's cool to see the grind get rewarded in the way of new ranks coming, but I'm hoping still for a little bit more of a fundamental change to the ranking system, hopefully in the near future. But I guess we'll see. The final thing in terms of things that is definitively happening as of this weekend, tomorrow more specifically, are shop refreshes. While unlike previous events, there's no real last call items for the featured items or special orders, since they're all there being rotated through and have been there from the beginning, which is pretty cool that there's no FOMO or fear of missing out on an item. But on top of 2 new items being added in as of tomorrow in the featured tab, maybe something that's returning, like we saw the Vampire Hunter bundle and the Cherry Blossom camo came back in the shop, there is one last call item that we will see, that being the Triple Play bundle. Kind of crazy to me that, again, it's been 2 weeks already, at least for PlayStation 4 users since this was introduced, but for those that are contemplating getting this, I'll give you my input. Don't buy into it. For $28, you'll end up getting a melee weapon of the Homewrecker, 1 weapon crate, which will give you a Mark II weapon, but not dupe protected, 10 reserve cases, and 10 tiers for nearly half the price of the base game. We talk about this being a last call item, but to that, honestly, I say good riddance. A jacked up bundle like this, to me, has no place in the shop in my mind, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I don't care about the reserve cases or the tiers in the bundle. I'm already past the tier 100 rewards, so I'd literally just be getting 20 cases of probably duplicate stickers for a jacked up price tag of $20 more. Sell that of the bundle of just the melee reskin and a weapon case, and hell yeah, I'd buy into it, because there's actually some decent value there for what I would imagine the adjusted price point being like $10 then. But anyways, that's going away as of tomorrow. Probably going to be replacing that is another bundle which we discussed we might see in the form of more reserve chests. We saw that there was a 20 tier bundle which was essentially just a 50% off deal, so we might see something like that. We had more icons added in the game files with the PC update that showcased more bundles on the way of just reserve chests, but also it could be our first deal with the First Strike items, which with 3 weeks left on the operation, it certainly wouldn't blow me away to think that Activision and Treyarch would introduce one of these First Strike weapons each, where once a week you can end up purchasing that signature weapon, the reactive camo, and Mastercraft all at once as a bundle, and given the prior history, it'll probably be fluffed out by some reserve chests to boost the cost, which I'm hoping is not the case, but at this point when it comes to bundles, honestly I'm expecting the worst. But that's your shop changes here that will be happening as of tomorrow as well. And as for the things that aren't necessarily confirmed, but are either likely or have the potential to happen is firstly, another playlist update of Ambush 2.0. For Blackout players, this is something that may be coming as of tomorrow. It's a targeted launch window of tomorrow for PlayStation 4 at least. David Vonderhaar spoke in the most recent developer update saying that it was something they were looking to launch it as of this upcoming Tuesday, but they didn't necessarily 100% confirm it, saying that it is subject to change. What's different about Ambush 2.0, which is really just going to be called Ambush, but it's the second iteration of it, the changes here are that ATVs and ARAVs are actually going to be removed. The other vehicles are going to stay in the game because they're not necessarily as quick, as agile, and as mobile as those ATVs and ARAVs that you'd probably more so see towards late game and in that final circle. The collapse speed has also changed. It's now lowered and slowed down a little bit, adding for a little bit more longevity to the match itself. The SDM was removed. Cluster grenades and concussion grenades were also removed. Shotguns were added for a little bit more CQC tactics and options, and the 4x scope drop rate was increased. These potentially could all be coming as of tomorrow, but again, nothing is confirmed. For MP players, we might see our first introduction with Arsenal Sandstorm. I know that we've mentioned this a couple of times, but it seems like it could be something on the very near horizon, given of course the fact that we have 3 weeks left on the operation, and we see intervals with maps usually being around 2 to 3 weeks out from each other, so that interval would fit up nicely with this one. Additionally, the Dead of the Night Gauntlet could be something that comes. We usually see the gauntlets come in 3-week intervals, so if there is going to be something that happens with the launch of Operation 4, it's certainly possible that we end up seeing one added as of tomorrow, and then added as of that operation launch on the 30th. But again, your guess is as good as mine. And finally, the last thing that I'll talk about, because it is beating a dead horse at this point, so I'm not necessarily getting my hopes up for it, is the mini content stream to give us the Vendetta sniper rifle, or the Mini 14. Honestly, I'm not necessarily putting my money on it this week, but still, with 3 weeks left, I'm genuinely at a loss as to when they'll do it. But if we see the conventional 15 to 20 tier mini stream, there needs to be more days than tiers, and with 21 days left until the next operation as of tomorrow, I can't necessarily think of any other time that would work unless we have a condensed mini stream within the game smaller than that of 15 to 20 items, like 10 or so, which I don't necessarily know if they'll do because I don't think players will enjoy that as much. But who knows, maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't. But that's going to wrap up our 9 things to look out for this week within Black Ops 4. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to? Anything that you're maybe hoping comes that we didn't cover here? Maybe we did. Whatever it is, let us know your thoughts. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.